Hey, 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 don't fret, motherfuckers. The boys are back. Mr. Flynn Burden, how are you today?
I am absolutely jazzed. I've got a white Russian, a Caucasian,
Nice.
and it's Friday.
Best
So
day of the
what's
week.
not what's not good? What's not good right now? You
Is,
tell me.
is it Friday? I thought it was Saturday.
It's Friday.
Oh,
It's
yeah, it's
Friday.
Friday, of course. It's Friday. Yeah, I forget. I got a memory problem. What's going on? So what are we doing today, Flynn?
Well, today on session 9 of the BNTW podcast, we have a special guest. Another special guest. This week's session is called Don't Fret, which is a pun on a guitar, because we have a man who plays a guitar with us this very eve, Mr. Dave Grange.
Ooh. Dave Grange, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm very well, guys. Thanks very much for having me on. You're popping my podcast cherry this evening.
Oh, this is not the first time we've done this.
2 weeks in a row, I believe, you popped
That's
podcast
2
cherries.
weeks in a row. Good. Two's up on cherry popping.
Two's up on cherry popping.
Damn.
Beautiful.
This podcast is getting messy. But welcome, Dave. How have you been during these trying times?
To be honest, I'm a homebody anyway, so for the first sort of 6 months, it was just kind of like, yeah, cool, I'm at home, I like it here. But now I'm starting to go a bit stir crazy. I want to go to the pub very badly, as I'm sure do we all. But I'm, cracking on and drinking wine, smoking a cigarette.
That's the life, right?
I think it's gotten to that point because I quite like being at home myself, but the last couple of months, it's really started to kind of get on my tits.
Right.
But there is a light at the end of that tunnel, and we're on our way. I think probably by the time this one goes out, we will be somewhat free.
Fingers crossed. Let's hope the lights you refer to is not a fucking dirty great train. Just sort of rearing.
Oh, what is life? You brought this podcast down, and it's usually us that do it. So thank you.
Hooray!
Thank you so much. There's some sweet Mary Jane you're smoking there, is it?
No, that stuff messes with my head these days, man. Those days are long.
Long behind me, man. Long behind me, dude.
Ah, those were the days.
Those were the days. It sounds like you yearn for those days.
Just saying, man. Just saying. Those were the days.
But we're going to open up the podcast a little bit differently this week. Now, those of you that don't know, Dave is a musical genius. As he scoffs on his wife. But David has got a beautiful singing voice. He has the voice of an angel. He's a fantastic guitarist. He's got a lot of stuff going on that we're going to get into. But we thought we'd open up with an actual cover of a song that he has done, which is 555 by Jimmy Eat World. I don't know if that's the way I'm saying the name of the song is right or not. But Dave, do you have any information on this song that we don't know about, possibly?
I actually heard it for the first time on another friend's podcast, a guy called Nutsy, who does like DJ sessions on Twitch and stuff, and he just played it, loved it, and I was like, fuck it, I'm learning it. And then I filmed myself playing it for a rehearsal and posted it online, and it got a pretty sweet reception, so I just kept doing it, basically. That's how this whole thing came to be. I was bored. It was lockdown, and I needed something to do. So yeah, that's the whole saga.
And Nutsy is an absolute gentleman. He's gotten me into some different music as well since I've known him. But he's the front man, isn't he, of Broken Jaw?
He is indeed. Yeah, I'm actually producing their album for them as we speak, ready for release, hopefully in the next few months.
Oh, that is sick. Well, we'll give Broken Jaw a little plug here because they are a group of absolutely lovely people, from the ones that I've met at least, anyway. But we'll give them a plug right there. But we thought we'd open up with this song here by Dave. So let's play it on and all listen together. Have a little bit of a thing. I don't know, how do people talk in the music business?
I don't really.
Try to find some peace along the way.
Woo! That was beautiful, man.
That was fucking lovely.
I really got into that. I was really rocking out to that.
Yeah, me too.
Great.
There was just something about the song that just hit me. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning and I was pissed, but I just fell in love.
Isn't that how everybody falls in love with a song?
Absolutely. For like a week solid, and then yeah, I just couldn't. There's something about it, just like it.
Like knowing that we had this song, we was going to play this song today on the podcast. I went out for a drive this afternoon, and I put the actual song on by Jimmy Eat World, and I've got to say I genuinely prefer your version.
Oh,
I think their version. Like, although it was good, don't get me wrong. Like, I love Jimmy Eat World. Like, I think they're fucking great. Like, their newer stuff's definitely a bit more different to their original stuff that they had, like fucking Middle and everything, and Sweetness. But this song, it's definitely something a little bit more different. Even the video's like completely bizarre, isn't it? Like,
I've seen it.
It's a very odd video, I thought. Like, it's not in a bad way, but it's definitely a bit more odd and wasn't what I maybe was expecting from them.
Fair.
But yeah, like listening to that song, I definitely prefer your version. I don't know whether it's because of the fact I know you or not. I don't know. But it's
Maybe I'll take
fucking great.
Man. Thank you.
No, take it, man, because it's very much well deserved. Because it's a very, very good cover. We will be playing another song of Dave's as well. We've actually got some video footage of him actually kind of jamming out. At the end, it would be a Stone Sour cover called Through Glass. which is another absolutely fantastic cover. I haven't heard the original of this one. I haven't actually gone on my way to listen to the original, but I don't want to because I really like the one that you've done. I was like, that's going to be my version of Stone Sour's Through Glass from now on.
Thank you, but Corey Taylor is a slightly better singer than me.
Yeah, fuck Corey Taylor. No, it's that. He will find me. He will hunt me to the ends of the earth. But what got you into music, Dave? Like, what was the thing that got you into this? Because you've, ever since I've known you, and which is quite a few years now,
Yeah.
you've always been so heavy on your music, which has always been fucking great because I'm able to talk to you about different types of music, and you're very open and honest about all of the music and kind of like what you do like, what you don't like, and you're always able to give like a really good kind of perspective on everything with each bits of music. So what got you into music?
My mum, actually, because that's rock and roll as fuck. So she's a really, really good musician. She was in an orchestra when she was like 14 years old, and when I was a kid, she would always be playing piano and teaching me how to play, and just playing music every single day. So I used to just fall asleep most nights just listening to the stuff she was into. So it was just kind of gonna happen. And then obviously as I got a bit older, I started branching out into my own stuff, but it just comes from back then because she just exposed me to so much of it when I was a kid. That's all there is to it.
And what is what would you say is your favorite type of music? Like, what is the thing that you really kind of listen to the most? And
It's definitely rock and metal I listen to more than anything else, so I guess by that definition it's my favorite, but I'll listen to anything. I don't really care what it is. Like, if I like a song, I like it. It could be by pretty much anyone, like short of fucking Justin Bieber and pricks like that. If I like the groove of the song, if it makes me nod my head and smile, then cool. Like, it doesn't have to be rock or metal, but that's the stuff that I always find myself coming back to, definitely.
Well, you've just ruined our fan base of Justin Bieber fans for us there. We exclusively promote to Justin Bieber fans.
Yeah.
It's that business plan fuck then.
Fan base gone.
Sorry, mine too.
And did you study music?
I did, yes. So I did my grades on piano, guitar, and drums when I was a kid, up through my teens. Luckily, the school I went to had a really cool program for that kind of stuff. And then I went to college to start learning about production. And my teacher was the craziest bastard I've ever met in my life. But really knowledgeable guy. He would literally be there snorting lines off his fucking recording desk while we were. The guy's nutter. I'm not going to name him because I'm still friends with him on Facebook and he will find me. Fridge door is Han Solo in Carbonite. That's how crazy this guy is. Yeah, he started teaching the production side of things, and then when I married that up with like the playing side of things and jamming, that's kind of what really got me going. And I've been doing it ever since.
And where did you study? Can you say? Was it
so the grades you do through a college called Trinity, and they just send the stuff to your school. So the school's allocated music teacher just teaches you for your grades, so you learn your theory and your practical stuff, and then Glasgow for my diploma. And I never got as far as uni because I'm lazy and it costs a shitload of money, and I don't want to be in debt for the rest of my life.
Well, if you already got the talent, you don't need to go to uni, do you?
Hopefully not. We'll see. I'm still working insurance job day to day, so maybe I should have gone to fucking uni, but
Stay in school, kids.
that's where me and Dave met, is through work, which we won't say because I don't know, probably get hit with like a vegan lawsuit, like won't say, but yeah, that's where we met. And I can't even remember how we actually met. Was it like on a night out or something?
Maybe, or just like in that area under that big tunnel where everybody smokes cigarettes, and we just both got like quite obnoxious personalities. Is that the right word?
I like to go by Dicky, like a Dicky personality.
Yeah, up to a stranger, it's like, what do you do? And we just got talking. I don't remember myself, mate, to be honest, but you were in the open mic nights at the time up at the Socialite, and we even performed there a couple of times, didn't we? I did your guitar work while singing, and then a friendship was born.
A friendship was birthed.
What a beautiful origin story.
It was a beautiful origin story. We did some really fun stuff. I thought I really enjoyed working with Dave myself, like when we was doing like bits of music and stuff. Like, I am by no means a very good singer, but
I disagree.
He's definitely gone tone deaf. Heard one note from me and it ruined his eardrums for life.
Sing sweet, dude.
Sing sweet, man. But Dave was definitely the by far the most talented person. He tried teaching me the guitar at one point as well. But it was like it's like trying to teach a gorilla how to strum.
Sonic scale down though. To be fair, mate, in like what, half an hour you were jamming some A minor blues.
I was doing a little bit, just a little bit. Like comparison to what you were doing, I look like a two-year-old. Like, you was fucking making some beautiful sounds.
In banjo though, you brought that thing to my house, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? Is it a drum? Is it a guitar? I don't know. I just don't understand."
I never did learn that banjo, and it's still sat, just collecting dust. The same as my guitar.
At some point, you have occasion to just twat someone with it. Because
I do want to hit someone.
That would make a great sound.
Yeah, they'll just be props for a wrestling show now.
They're just props for a wrestling. That's the beauty of anything that's like you can be swung. It can be used for wrestling.
Keyboard, wrestling.
What else?
TV.
Keyboards, banjo, TV. You've thrown a monitor a computer monitor at someone, haven't you, Buzzsaw?
Yeah, that was my monitor. I brought that from home.
And then about 5 minutes later, you then threw a watermelon at the guy, which then hit the corner post and literally spread across the ring.
Yeah, watermelons explode.
Beautiful.
That was literally just down the road from where you live as well, Dave. Like, so you could have been there to witness this.
I never saw you in the ring, mate. I hope to correct that at some point.
Well, fingers crossed. Once everything happens again, we may at some point potentially, hopefully, be performing or wrestling in Stroud. So literally a 2-minute walk it would be for you, because it'd be at the sub rooms.
Yes.
Which would be like to be for SWW, but I've got to get rehired by SWW because I got fired just before lockdown. Banter.
Fired.
Going into that, I don't know what to do with that information.
We don't have to go into that. We don't have to go into that.
Yeah, forget it. Doesn't even matter.
Well, at this point, I've already switched off from our conversation.
So Dave, do you do a lot of solo work, or do you play in a band at all?
I have done for a huge portion of my life. So most of my late teens, early 20s were spent on tour doing music as a career full time in various very unsuccessful bands. Well, mildly successful. We got to play a couple of shows with like some pretty well-known bands over the years, but it was more about the experience of it for me than being hyper successful. I haven't done it for a while, to be honest, because I'm tired and we took a lot of drugs and I almost died. And yeah, I'll get back into it one day, but on a more gentle sort of.
I like the way you said I almost died, and both me and Buzzsaw just went.
Yeah. Oh well. No, I'm done.
No, I'm done.
How did you almost die, man?
Yeah, I love playing live. Has always been the best thing in the world. There's nothing like it. It sounds like a massive cliche, but you know, the whole feeling of performing in front of a crowd and all that stuff. It is amazing, and I do plan on getting back into it as soon as possible after lockdown, because I missed it, and being stuck indoors and not having the option to do it this past year at all, it has sort of made it hit home. It's made me realise I want to do it again, because I've always had the option to do it, but I've procrastinated and I've not. But now it's been taken away from me. I'm like, no, fuck you, I want to do it again. So I'm going to get back into it.
Nice.
After lockdown, basically.
That's good then. At least you've got something good out of all this.
Yeah.
It's like you found Jesus on your deathbed.
Basically. It wasn't cool.
But how did you nearly die? Let's just kind of just backtrack to that just a minute, because this. Like, how did you nearly die? Like, I'm glad you haven't.
Certain drugs don't really mix together very well. Well, they do for like an hour, and then after that it gets weird. Stuff happens. But for that 1 hour, you have the best time of your life. And then you wake up somewhere and you're like, what the fuck just happened? Why am I in a dumpster?
So you nearly died and people are like, should we take you to the hospital? No.
The next day, like we were so fucked up for most of the tours, we had to drive. We drove from halfway from Birmingham to London, and we had to turn around and go back because I left my fucking guitar in Birmingham.
No.
Yeah, it was only my spare, but like I guarantee, because I didn't have my spare guitar, if we got on stage that night, I would have broken a string because I didn't have a spare guitar. Just the laws of the universe. Yeah, there's lots of stories like that, but we were just pretty much fucked up the whole time, and that, I think, looking back, was fun, and I wouldn't change it, but if I do it again, I want it to be about actually just doing it, not getting fucked up and living that whole cliche rock and roll lifestyle, because it's actually bullshit. But yeah.
Just fun for a little while.
Did I ever what?
Did you ever trash a hotel room? Did you go proper rock and roll, old school styles?
Can I tell this story? So
hell yeah.
Room. We were, I can't remember where this was, I want to say London, but you know there's some hotels that have like a curfew, the front door locks after a certain time?
Yeah.
So it was one of those, and we missed the fuck out of that curfew because we went out partying. And my friend, the drummer, I almost said his name, his first name is Dean, I can say that, got really twatted, and we all got drunk and took various substances and had a great night, and then we ate a curry, and we headed back to the hotel, and we realised we were locked out. So we climbed up the drain pipe over the balcony into our room, went to sleep, and then we woke up in the morning and we'd all had the curry, but Dean in particular wasn't feeling very well, so he went to the little boys' room, and I don't know what happened in there. That's not really the point though, because he pulled the flush, and we heard a lot of like noise from outside, opened the window, and it turned out that we'd pulled said drain pipe off the wall, and there were people sat on the pavement below at tables eating breakfast, and when he flushed that loo,
no.
yeah,
Oh no.
that happened.
Oh my god, imagine that! How's the eggs Benedict, honey? Oh!
Jesus.
Probably asked never to return, obviously. But yeah, we got some stories.
Well, we were going to ask you what the worst thing you ever done was, but I think you've covered that.
What is the worst thing you've ever done?
I think that I didn't do it, to be fair. Just let's be clear here, because this is on the record. This is going to be online. It was Dean, it wasn't me. I was sitting there, like, oh my god, I'm going to be on the news.
Just throw your old bandmate under the bus.
Yeah, basically, we just pretty much left really promptly. They had our credit card details, so they got the like drain pipe paid for. I'm not sure if they compensated the guests whose breakfasts we garnished.
Oh dear.
I like the choice of words, garnished.
Just peppered it up a little bit.
I've been back there since, and hopefully never again. But yeah, it's a fun story.
I like it. I like that story. I think that's. I wouldn't say that's the worst thing you've ever done. I would say that was just like the funniest thing you ever done, or been a part of.
That's real rock and roll right there.
Rock and roll, baby.
Yeah.
They literally must have thought like it was a proper shit shower. That was. Just imagine what. Did any of them look up?
I don't know, mate. I heard the calamity before we opened the doors, and then I looked out the window for the briefest of moments, and obviously I got out of there pretty quick. It was the smell. It was not fun. Yeah, sort of 6 or 7 happy guests.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Story.
Oh my god.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
I don't know what to do with that information now.
I don't know what to do with it, but I'm going to remember it and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to be led in bed tonight, and I'm going to be there, just kind of like I'm just about to doze off, and then this will come into my head and be like, that'll be half hour of the evening tonight of me just chuckling like a drunkard. Like obviously you've been in a few bands and everything, but what's your favorite type of music to play? Like what is the thing that really gets your juices going?
Blues all day long.
Blues, I like that. I did know
It
the
doesn't
answer.
matter where you are in the world, or what ride is in a venue of any kind. If you jam some blues out, everybody's foot is tapping, everyone's head is nodding. You know, everyone, like, nobody doesn't like blues. It's just not possible.
100%. And there's so many different types of blues out there as well. Like, just it's like Leonard Skinner comes on because that's just Delta blues, isn't it?
It is.
As soon as that comes on, everybody's feeling it. And for me, like Johnny Cash, huge influence on musical preference. Like he's the greatest singer and just fucking musician of all time. That's for me. Although
amazing.
Technically wasn't that good of a singer, wasn't that good of a guitar player, but what he did was fucking amazing.
What about the Blues Brothers? They were pretty good, right?
The Blues Brothers.
Absolutely. What a film.
I think they have the record as well on that film. A record of like the most cars destroyed in a film. Like that whole scene that feels like it goes on for an absolute lifetime with the police cars. Apparently they hold like a record for that. I think. I don't know if that's still the case.
Yeah, we should try and break that record.
We should try and break that record. Dave come along with us and he'll bring a shit shower with him. What about, is there a record, do you think, for defiling cars with shit?
There will be.
It'd have to be something really cheerful. Like, if I was going to do it, I'd do it to like the fucking SpongeBob theme or something. That's what people heads.
I would do it all in slow motion and do it to that Santos and is it Santos and Johnny? It's like proper like Hawaiian-y music. It's like boom, 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 boom. It's really good.
I trust you.
Recommend it. It's a good song. It's nice and chilled. It's fun. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy
Well, I'll seek it out.
Seek it out. Have a look. Tell me what you think. Boogaloo. Well, what is the main instrument that you play as well, Dave? Like, what's that? What instrument do you kind of really kind of get going over with? Like, what do you do?
It's guitar. I played drums and I did my grades on that, and I did my grades on piano, and that was the first instrument I ever played. My mum literally had to sit me on a couple of books, and she had to do the pedals for me because I couldn't read. And I like piano, but I fucking suck at piano. Drums are fun when you're stressed out. You can beat the bejesus out of them. But yeah, guitar's the one that I always find myself coming back to, and it's been 28, 29 years since I started playing, and I still just want to get home every day and pick up my guitar. That's never gone away, and it has with the other instruments that I play. So it's always been guitar.
What guitar are you playing at the minute?
Several. So I'm into my 7-string stuff at the moment. But I've got 2 7-strings. I've got a Strat and a Telecaster and a beat up old acoustic. Depends what kind of mood I'm in, really. If I want to play some really heavy shit, I'll pick up the 7-string, but I'll pick up my Telecaster most of the time and jam some blues out. There's loads of like backing tracks and stuff on YouTube. You can just throw it on and it just loops blues for like an hour, and I'll just jam over that and just forget where I am.
Because that's what we did when we had our little jam. When I just did the little bits and bobs. You put like a blues track on, and you did all this crazy fucking lovely shit, and I just did my strum.
Strum.
I was, you know, I was so fucking happy with myself that day. I was like, I can't believe I've actually played the guitar. It was literally the most basic form, but I was so chuffed with myself that day, and then I never did learn.
That feeling that hits you when you do something, even if it's really basic, you're like, fuck, I played a song, fucking, you get this weird, like, excited feeling, and that's the thing to chase. Pick up an instrument that makes you feel like that, even if it's a fucking harp or a trumpet or something.
I do intend to learn to play the guitar to some degree.
Guitar players get the most pussy, right?
Apparently so. The saying is that guitarists finger better, fingering being chords, and there's a joke in there about fingering A minor somewhere, isn't there? But I'm not gonna say it.
Oh God, minor. I hardly knew her.
If there was a hierarchy of like who gets the most pussy in bands, would guitarist be at the top?
No, second to the singer, the front man.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I've been the front man and I've been the guitarist, and I got more dick as pussy as a front man.
See, that's why I become a front man. But then I realised very quickly that I looked like a cross between Uncle Buck and Joe Cocker. This is one front man's not getting any. They all just walked past me, went to Dave or other people that I was sick of doing stuff with.
Even the drummer.
Even the drummer. I was shunned aside for the drummer.
There's a guy playing triangle doing better than you.
You can't get it up anyway.
My little blue pill. And what's the worst? What's the best and worst gig, should I say? What's the best and worst gig that you've ever done?
Best and worst gig I've ever done. We opened for Skindred one night, which should have been the best gig that we'd ever done, but it was shit because my amp died. The sound tech was an asshole. He punched me in the face. I deserved it. And I got his wallet stolen. We still don't know who did that. In fairness, he left it on his drum stool and went outside for a cigarette, so I don't know what he thought was going to happen. But that was at the Fleece in Bristol, which was owned by a load of bikers. That was a weird gig. It should have been the best, but it was the worst because we were playing a gig with Skindred, and that was cool. Best was a shitty gig at a place it's literally called the Band Club in St Austell in Cornwall, and it's this like social club looking place. It's got like carpets and shit, and it's frequented by loads of musicians. And we were playing the show, and about halfway through, I kind of looked up from what I was doing, and the whole room, like 150 odd people, were just fucking jumping up and down, having a great time. And there was a guy on stage next to me that wasn't in the band. And like, we just had a great time. It just seemed to go really well. So it's not always the hashtag big shows that turn out to be the best ones. Sometimes playing to like 8 people in a really intimate little club can be fucking incredible because you get like a connection with them, and you can't really choose when that happens. It just kind of happens when it happens.
100%. I think that goes for a lot of things as well. It's not so much about, although it's great to feel all of those people kind of like proper kind of just giving you all the shit, whether it's good or bad. I think it's a great feeling. But sometimes you do have your better stuff when it is in that smaller environment, and I think that can be the same with wrestling as well. Like, what would you say, Buzzsaw, for that? Like, would you say you've had a lot of better matches when there've been less people?
I don't know about better matches, but it's definitely I prefer the feeling of a small room where you can really connect with people on an individual level. When you've got a huge room of people, if there's 1,000+ people in the room, you don't really connect with anyone individually. You're just kind of playing to the masses. Whereas you're in a small room, you get to like look into each person's eyes and they get to feel what you're feeling. That's the way I look at it.
You catch that one guy in the crowd, and you're like, dude, that guy's having a great time. Like, it's such a cool feeling.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
And you said there was a guy on stage with you that wasn't in the band. Like, so was this like some guy just like dressed real weird, just stood there? Was he doing anything? Was he just stood there?
No, he was rocking out. He was just banging
Okay.
his head. And I've been doing the same thing. So I'm in the full, douchebag rock and roll stance with one foot up on the fucking speaker. Just banging.
Classic.
You pay attention to what's happening around me, and then my neck hurt, so I like sort of stood up to take a breath. There was this dude next to me. I don't know who the fuck he was, but he was having a great time. He was just banging his head, just being boisterous on the stage, having a great time. No idea who it was.
Didn't get his number.
It was Garth Algar. Wayne's World. You enjoying yourself? Yeah. And what's the scariest moment you've had on stage?
This is a good one. So we were playing the White Rabbit in Plymouth, which was a really famous club before it shut down. Loads of big bands frequented that place, and it was one of those proper rock and roll dives that's falling apart, but you always had a good night in there. It's like graffiti all over the walls. Like, the bathrooms are just not even worth talking about. You know, the type of place. And the singer in this band at the time actually had a brain tumor that he was having treatment for, a guy called Mark. And he had a wireless mic, and he often got off stage during songs and just went out into the crowd, or he did this thing where he'd just fuck off behind the bar and pull himself a pint, and then pay for it and leave while we were mid-song. So he disappeared off stage, but we were like, okay, cool, this is normal. Like, he does this often. And then we got to the end of the song and he hadn't come back. We're like, okay, where's our singer? Because we need to play the next song. And we found him, bless him, in the dressing room backstage, and he had a bit of an episode, and he didn't know where he was, what the fuck was going on. So we had to cut the set short and just like apologize to the crowd and be like, look, we can't finish. I'm sorry, we're going to let someone else take over. That was pretty frightening, more because of Mark than the But there was that moment on stage, like shit, that, like, you know, that really long, drawn out silence, crickets chirping, fucking tumbleweeds blowing past before anything happened.
Everybody looking at each other like, where the fuck?
Like,
What's going on here?
We're missing a band member.
Was he okay?
It was fine, yeah. It was just that he has episodes all the time because obviously the tumour presses on stuff, and every once in a while he'll have an episode where he just loses his shit one way or another. But yeah, he was fine in the end. We got him home and wrapped him up and gave him a spliff, and he was fine.
Ah, good lad. No, I'm done.
Oh, I'm done. And like, obviously, all of this stuff that you've done, like, you've got so many stories. And I know you've got so many stories, and we would be here all night if we was to go over all the ones that you've told me in the past. But what are you doing now? Like, what is your current goals and what have you got planned, basically? Because I know that you've got some very interesting stuff coming up that maybe you can or cannot talk about. Or
I can talk about it. We're building a proper recording studio. Finally, that's in progress at the moment, just down the road. I'm not going to say the address yet because the door's shit and something's breaking. But, so I've been a bedroom producer, musician for years, and we're finally taking that now to a point where it's going to be hopefully in a real studio. It's a building site at the moment, but it's getting there slowly. That's a big thing for me. It's been a dream of mine for fucking years to actually be able to take on some big production projects and do some real proper grunt work and get my hands dirty. So when that's up and running, that's like my main focus right now. It was lockdown again because I've wanted to do it for so long, and I've always found reasons not to, you know. Oh, I've got to pay rent. Oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. And being stuck in lockdown and seeing social media and the news and how miserable everyone was, I just thought, why am I waiting? What the fuck am I doing? So screw it, I'm just going to do it. So I'm doing it. It's me and my friend Harry, who's an amazing bass player and a great producer himself. So fingers crossed that'll go well. But other than that, I get drunk, I go to work, I eat way too much food, and that's about it.
Do you have any plans to do any more music yourself? Obviously, like, recording music for yourself or putting out any kind of music out into the interweb?
I do. I haven't had a lot of time to do it recently, though I've missed it loads because I was getting quite regular at posting those cover videos, and the response I got was so positive, and that kind of egged me on. So I started writing, and it's nearly finished, but life got in the way for a while, so it's still sat on my computer waiting to be finished. So once we've got the studio up and running, I'm going to produce it properly, because I'll actually be able to do that and then release it and see how it's received. And that's original material, my own stuff, rather than me just singing other people's songs. And we'll see what the response is to that.
I genuinely think you're going to do fine. Like, I have no fucking doubt.
What's your studio going to be called?
I like doing it.
And what's your studio going to be called, Dave?
We don't have a name yet, actually. Sorry, that's really boring. So my production company is called Liberosis Productions. Liberosis is a symptom of the want of freedom, and I thought that was a fitting name. But we haven't named the studio yet. We're kind of in and ahhing. There's lots of Facebook messages going on with like people laughing at each other because they come up with a name when they're drunk and it's really shit.
Why don't you just steal the name of this podcast? Don't fret.
Don't fret. That's actually kind of cool. Don't fret Studios.
We do request royalties for this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I came up with that one.
How dare you? I'll have you know, I stole that off the internet.
I didn't even get it, to be honest.
No, you didn't, because I said it to you and you was like, what?
I don't know
so,
music.
Like a fret of a guitar, and he's like, I don't know anything about guitar.
I get no pussy.
Sam's the roadie that has to wait outside for them to bring stuff to the van in the rain.
Oh, you want another coffee?
Oh God, good old Buzzsaw. So Dave, where's the weirdest place you've ever banged?
The weirdest place I've ever banged?
Yeah.
Okay, on the, you know the chair in the dental surgery? The electric chair that they put you in?
What?
Okay, that's the way to say. Now, was the chair in a decline? Was it up high?
Several times.
Sorry.
It changed position several times. I was dating a dental nurse, and it was a small surgery, and she had a key, and she used to lock up for the guy who ran the place. And I met her there one evening, and he'd already gone home, and she put me in the chair, and then she did things to me, man.
She put oxygen on me, knocked me out. Oh, bloody hell.
So open wide.
That might be one of the more interesting ones we've had, I think.
I feel like you had it ready to go as well. Everybody else gets stuck on that question. You had it on the tip of your tongue, like, I know what I'm going to say.
I know what I'm doing. That was always at the front of my mind.
I'm not gonna lie, because it's up there. Like every once in a while, I'll just be like driving to work or walking down the street, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah."
You just stop in the middle of the street, and just go, "Oh."
Little flashback.
Literally like JD and Scrubs. You're just looking all the time. I'm rewatching that currently as well.
Yeah, I love it so much. It's on Disney Plus, isn't it? So we've just had it on repeat, basically.
Yeah, it's on Stars Play on Disney Plus. What we do, Dave, is we like to say brand names on the podcast, and then what they'll do is they'll give us money.
Oh, cool! Awesome.
You know,
I'll try.
self promotion. You know, it's we don't do anything for free.
To ask you guys a question, how much would you rather be doing this for a living than your fucking day job, right?
Well, yeah.
I don't work, so
I'm still trying to get a day job.
I'm in uni studying to get a job, but I do a lot of freelance stuff as well. So to be fair, what I'm doing now in my life, I'm literally doing anything that I want to that I find enjoyable.
Yes.
So that's kind of a bonus for me at the minute. And once I finish uni, I pray I don't have to do anything I don't want to do, because that's the reason why I started uni. It was a lockdown. As you can attest, it's a lockdown problem. It was I was doing a job that I absolutely fucking despised. Oh God, what a waste of my life that was. And yeah, so I just got so pissed off with it. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to uni. I'm going to go do study something I actually enjoy. And now here I am. I'm able to do podcasts through the week. You know, I'm getting to hang out with my best mate all the time as well in Buzzsaw, and his little lady Lisa. There she is, the Oracle herself. The lady who keeps both me and Buzzsaw in check. And
I try to.
She tries to at least. You know, so we're getting to do some really cool stuff like all the time, which I think is fucking great. And I think it's it's one of those things you kind of like you could easily take for granted as well at this point.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, but I think once you kind of have that kind of real shit thing, and then you go in to do something you're actually really enjoying, I think that's when you kind of like, I've got to make the most of all this, you know. Which obviously you're doing. You're building your own studio. You're building your own producing, and you're just doing all this fucking cool shit, which is fucking great.
I'm trying.
And you're also banged a girl in a dental chair.
Now that's living.
if that ain't worth life itself, then I don't know what is. Chin chin.
When life gives you dental chairs.
You make Colgate. He brushed her teeth. And Shania Twain, Celine Dion, Tim McGraw. Dave, you got to fuck one, marry one, kill one.
Shania Twain, Celine Dion, and Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
Fuck Shania Twain. Marry one.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Fuck Shania Twain, marry Celine Dion, and kill Tim.
Why Tim? Why would you kill Tim?
Because he's male and I don't want to fuck or marry him.
Oh, well, yeah, you could have
That's
a very
good point.
Might have a very nice relationship. Well, we confirm that Dave is definitely straight. You'd have Celine at the end of the Titanic in scuba suits, because obviously it's sunken, so you have to be underwater doing it. Underwater fuck. Now that would be a story, wouldn't it? Now that would be a story and a half. So where's the weirdest place you ever banged? Well, we went and hired out some diving gear, swam down to the Titanic wreckage, and we banged against the moss-covered railings.
Yeah, I can top that.
Like, who would be able to beat that? Takes your dental chair story out the water, doesn't it?
That was weird.
And what is the most? How? Oh God, I'll try to get my words out here.
Come
Tell
on,
us.
Flynn, you can do it. I believe in you.
Fucking God, I've only had 3/4 of a White Russian. I'm fucked.
He's wrecked.
Tell us
Ooh, wine.
the most drunk you've ever been and what happened.
I was at a festival. It was Download Festival, and it was going well with a pair of humans. There were two of them and one of me, and it could have ended really, really well. But so drunk was I that instead of doing what anyone thinks I should have done in that situation, I decided it would be a better idea to pass out and piss myself.
So you nearly had a chance to go 2s up.
I nearly won the belt.
Nearly won the belt.
The fucking belt.
Passed out and urinated all over my own sleeping bag. It wasn't even somebody else's fucking sleeping bag. It was my bastard sleeping bag.
And this was in the afternoon after he'd arrived on the first day. Hadn't even been there 3 hours.
He's only just set up the tent.
To get in, you can do a lot of drinking in that queue.
I've never been to a festival. Well, I think we spoke about this on like the first podcast, didn't we?
You should.
Even I've been to a festival. How have you never been to a festival?
I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me. Like, there's the only people I want to, like I said before, like, the only people that I want to see perform are dead. And I feel like the one band that I would want to go see, I don't feel like they'd be at a Download festival or anything.
What band?
It's called Health.
I've never heard of them.
They did. The best way I can describe it, because most people might have played it, is the Max Payne 3 soundtrack. Like, they did all the kind of ambient music and the main music for it.
You know, that famous band that did that game soundtrack.
I thought it's not a famous band by any means, but they're fucking great. Oh, well, I think they are anyway.
Some of the best bands in the world aren't famous.
Yeah, and I think they're just a bit. They're completely different as well to anything I've ever heard in the way they do stuff on stage. Like, it's really, really cool. Like, they manipulate the mics and the speakers and everything while they're on there, and they make it all sound really fucking cool. I don't know how they do it, but there's one guy with long hair like running around the stage, like fiddling with all the fucking like kind of buttons and everything on the this board, mix and everything. So yeah, if anybody's not seen them, I'll listen to them. Just check them out because they're fucking great.
Yeah, say the name, because I've forgotten already.
It's called Health.
Health.
They're really difficult to find as well on social media, because as soon as you put health in, it brings up all this like doctor stuff. So you have to put them at band or something like that. Like, they're really difficult to find on like Facebook. Or
Health band Max Payne 3 soundtrack.
But yeah, they're on there, and I wanted to get a patch for my jacket from their store as well, and it was literally, oh god, how much? Because it was like shipping as well. It was like £8, I think, for the patch, and I thought, well, it's a bit more than I'd pay for a patch, but I was like, I want to get one. And with the shipping, it's come to like 40-50 quid or something like that. I was like, fuck off.
Jesus.
On it. I can't pay that much, I'm afraid.
That's what we should do with our merch.
That's what we should do.
It's just £1 for a t-shirt plus £50 shipping.
200.
$23.99 shipping.
Yeah.
This is Dave's going to take our business model.
Ah, son of a bitch.
Start telling more as well. They're like, right, okay, what you want to do is give them sell low, but put the shipping on really high. It's like a really shitty stock system. And and where was
the other week? That trading 212 app. I tried that.
Tried
it's
it.
Fucking might as well be in Chinese. I don't understand a goddamn word that they're saying. It's so confusing.
The thing is that you keep seeing these like stories of like these young kids like a 19, 18, and they're like become like billionaires overnight on the stock market.
I feel like that's fake news.
Like, how the fuck did they do it? That's what I want to know. Well, no, I still want to know how to do it. I want to make $1 million overnight.
Well, you have to have money to invest.
Call it a fiver. Turn that fiver into 5 million.
That's how it works.
Well, you need to buy low and then you sell high.
Didn't know you did stocks, Will.
Oh,
Flynn.
That's all you got. That's all you got to know, Dave. If you want to go back onto that Trading 212 app, just buy them low and sell them high, mate. Like, that's all you need to do. And you'll be golden, I tell you.
I lost like I was messing with low numbers. I invested like I chucked in about 40, 50 quid, and like I lost it all so rapidly it was not even funny.
And it's gone.
How rapidly are we talking here? Oh, Dave, you cut out then, man. You cut out.
Sorry, I said nobody has uninstalled an app so quickly in all of history.
Install it. I won't remember my money.
Call up the bank. I don't recognise these charges.
Yeah, why didn't I think of it?
And when was the last time you shit yourself, Dave?
Last time I shat myself. On stage at a place called Area 81 in Bristol. We were, it was New Year's Eve, like 2008 or something. We were hired to play, and we were last on, and we had like an hour and a half set that we were booked for, and we reached that hour and a half, and the crowd was still having a great time. So it was like that scene in Blues Brothers where we just started having to make shit up as we were going along. We started running through like covers and stuff like that, and there was chicken wire at the side of the stage, and some dude who I don't have a clue who he was kept putting a knife through the chicken wire with cocaine on it, and I was snorting it as I was just playing away. And about an hour after that, I shat myself on stage. It was more of a shot, but there was definitely poo.
That's a great shitting yourself story.
Like that's like the coolest way to shit yourself.
Right, I shit myself 2 weeks ago and I just thought it was a fart.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Buzzsaw's in on it.
Oh yeah, these are my favourite stories.
The other day he said it so casually how he shit himself as well. Like
I thought it was a fart. It just slipped out. We were 5 minutes before doing a podcast.
It was. That's what I was like. Where the fuck were you? And he was like, "Oh, I shit myself."
You know, shit happens.
Yeah. It does indeed.
Oh, it's like, no, I'm done.
You know, change the boxer shorts, you're fine. Carry on.
It was a shot, so it was running down my leg. That's less pleasant.
Keeps you warm
like
though.
A running shot as well.
Yeah, it wasn't nice at all. Like, I don't know if you've ever done cocaine, but it does. It's like it's massive diuretic. It's like having 25 cups of coffee in an hour. You know, you have like 3 cups of coffee, and you're midway through a conversation. You're like, "Shit, I'll be back in like 4 minutes," and you do your thing. It's like that on steroids. It just happens to you. It's like you don't have any control.
So you're just buzzing, sat on the toilet, shitting your pants.
Yeah, and you can't talk anymore because you've had so much cocaine. So getting the second
Thing is, after you've sharted as well, like you're very wary of your farts following that as well.
Never trust a fart.
You become very, very kind of like afraid.
Oh yeah, I've barely farted since.
Right? You just suck it back up into you, and it just starts to like regurgitate out your mouth.
Traumatized.
I'd rather burp.
I feel it coming on. I start getting flashbacks. I'm like, oh god.
Just on the floor in a cold sweat.
Not again. I can't go back there, man.
I have to seen some things, man. And someone comes over to you, Dave, in the street, and they try to attack you. What do you do?
I leave the situation as quickly as humanly possible. If I'm not backed into a corner, I just don't want anything to do with that. If I have to defend myself, I will, but I'd rather leg it, to be honest.
But you know some kind of fancy, like, kind of like Mr. Miyagi stuff, don't you?
I do study Wing Chun, have done all my life, so yeah, I can defend myself, but I'll leg it first, because I'd rather have a beer. So if they back me into a corner, yes, I'll fight, but honestly, if there's room, I'm leaving. I'm just not interested in that.
No, thank you. Not just running down the street. Not today, thank you.
Have you ever had to fight? You ever been put in that situation by someone?
Sorry?
Has someone ever put you in that situation where you've had to fight, you've been backed into a corner, you've had to kick the shit out of them?
Yeah, I got arrested. It was in a club in Gloucester, actually. There was this old club called TNT, like right at the top of Eastgate Street, opposite the leisure centre. It had that wrought iron gate outside. I don't know if any of you are familiar.
I remember.
So I was outside, out of the back, and this guy smashed a bottle on the table and came at me. There was a whole load of like bullshit before this, arguments and stuff, but it ended in that. And I broke his arm because he had a broken bottle in his hand. And I had warned him, like, beforehand, but he went for my face, so I caught his wrist and behind the elbow and broke his arm. And then I threw up because I practiced that move fucking thousands of times, but I'd never actually felt someone's arm break in my hands before. Yeah, it's not nice, and it makes a really horrible sound. You know when you're yanking a turkey leg off at Christmas?
Yes, exactly like that.
And I was like, so I did it, and then I went, I'll be right back, and I laughed, and then I got arrested, and then I spent the night in the cells and went home. That's the only time I've really used it in like a real world scenario, though, to be honest. Like, sorry, it's not a cool movie story.
That's pretty cool. That guy grabbed a bottle and he broke his arm. That's fucking awesome.
I mean, that's like in the face with a Newcastle Brown bottle. Like,
Newcastle Brown as well.
Who drinks Newcastle Brown?
I drink Newcastle Brown.
Oh, never mind.
I drink Newcastle Brown.
I forget Dave's a 50-year-old man. But that's a pretty badass like story, I think. I don't think you saying that it's not badass is correct, because it's like a Stallone movie opening scene. He's in the club, someone comes at him, he's like, "Not today." Breaks his arm. Like, that's a badass little story. Like, apart from the fact you threw up.
Should just left that bit out.
Not throwing up though.
It goes quickly from like a Jason, I was gonna say Jason Statham then, or Jason Statham as well, but a Stallone movie to like Melissa McCarthy starring in. Because she would throw up in that scene, I think,
and then fall over.
Melissa McCarthy.
But I feel like she would have puked in his face, like just puked all over him. Just like, I'm sorry.
I just broke the guy's arm. I felt like puking on him would have been a bit much at that point.
Just salt in that wound.
Yeah, snapped his arm back the wrong way, and he made a sound like a fucking seal that had been freshly clubbed. It wasn't fun. I wasn't even drunk. It would have been easier if I was pissed. I was like on my way, but it was like an hour into the fucking night. I don't even remember what we were arguing about. Yeah, never again. But that's the only time I've had to use because I don't study martial arts so I can hurt people. I got bullied a lot when I was a kid because I'm a nerd. So that's what I learned.
Thing is, I think it's one of those things as well. If you get bullied as a kid, you do become a bit more of a badass when you're older.
I guess so, yeah.
You know, I think, and you've definitely gone the right way of badassery. You know, because I don't know, I just always got along with you.
Me too, man. You're a fucking diamond geezer.
Diamond.
I never your fault.
I feel like I've made it. I feel like I've made it in life. It's a diamond geezer.
That's top rank.
Top rank, that is. Diamond geezer. Taking that. That's my new wrestling gimmick.
The diamond geezer.
Comes out as some fat guy in a Hawaiian shirt. He's the diamond geezer. He. But Dave, we've asked you a load of questions right now. We've asked you a lot of questions. You answered everything very quickly as well. Like, you've been the most on the ball guest we've had. Everyone always usually has to think about these things, but you've kind of like, but there's a story for that one. But it's now time to test your wits with the Mindmelter challenge.
Boo.
Hit me. This is gonna go badly, but fine.
And subject, Dave, is metal/rock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've got 1 minute on the clock.
Okay.
All right, to answer as many questions correctly as possible. There is a leaderboard. If you can get to the top of that leaderboard and remain there till the end of the year, you'll win a mystery prize.
Ooh.
Okay. At the minute, the top person has 6 points, which is the Elliot Jordan experience. Okay. You've got to beat the score of 3 to not be at the bottom. All right.
I'm not happy.
But Buzzsaw is going to give you some questions that are out of this world, man.
These are
Come at me,
terrible.
Buzzsaw.
I didn't come up with these questions. I just like to be clear.
Okay.
Flynn sent me these questions.
But Oracle come up with them though. I'll put it on her.
Yeah, Oracle.
You put
Goddamn
it all on
bitch.
me.
Everyone knows.
I need to put my glasses on for this bit.
This is going to be. This is where Buzzsaw becomes the sloth from Zootropolis.
I don't get the reference, but apparently it's funny.
I don't know. I enjoy the reference. I enjoy it. If nobody else has seen Zootropolis, just check out. Just Google the sloth from Zootropolis, and you'll be absolutely delighted.
I'm in.
But Buzzsaw, take it away, my brother.
Okay, give me a second. I need Oracle to bring up the questions for me.
Right. I'll try and talk to Dave for a bit more. Like, I've asked him all my questions. All my cues have gone. I was like, what did you have for lunch, Dave?
Some chicken sautés with like sweet chili. It was awesome, actually.
Do you know what I really fancy, and I keep forgetting to go get it, is a chicken satay from the Chinese.
I feel like Chinese orders, though, like you always pick up the menu and you're like, I'm going to order something different this time. And then you spend 30 minutes deliberating and then you order exactly the same thing that you've always fucking ordered. That's like a rule, right?
Never do it. I never do that. I know exactly. I don't particularly like Chinese food.
Same.
Like, I know what I like. I don't like sweet and sour. I'm not a huge fan of it. If someone's bought it and they're like, oh, do you want some? I'll probably eat it. But I won't order it. I'll always have like satay chicken skewers, a pork chow mein.
Yes.
I usually go for prawn crackers. So hopefully I try and get my order above a certain price, so I just get free ones. Ribs. Ribs is always a good choice. Sesame toast as well, like a good sesame toast. And then I might just pick something random, just to be crazy.
Like some egg fried rice or something, or what?
Oh, yeah, about the rice, yeah. I usually go for like a house special, because they usually put meat in it.
Oh, you're making me hungry.
I know. I just eaten as well, but I ate a very depressing Friday night dinner, and I just now I want a Chinese. I might get one tomorrow, actually. Fuck it. No, I'm done. But Buzzsaw, it sounds like you're ready.
Yeah, I meant I needed like 2 seconds, not like 5 minutes.
Well, you gave me an opening and I went into food, okay? And
you went in hard. You went in hard on food.
I did. I went in hard and dry. Buzzsaw, take it away, Dave. This is your Mindmelter.
Let's do it.
What was arguably the first metal band in existence?
First metal band, Black Sabbath?
Correct. Which instrument has been key to the heavy metal sound?
Guitar, surely.
Yes. Why does Dave Mustaine hate Metallica?
Because he was a former member and they fired him.
That's right. What band is seen as the granddaddy of punk?
Ooh, Sex Pistols?
The Kinks. What band is argued as either early metal or the heaviest blues rock proto-metal band?
Led Zeppelin?
Correct. Which heavy metal band is well known for their unusual time signatures, drumming patterns, and melodic arrangements?
Pink Floyd?
Tool. What is
shit.
What is Rammstein's favourite stage effect?
Pyrotechnics.
Correct. Which famous blues guitarist influenced heavy metal?
Peter Green?
Eric Clapton. Which, that's time.
Oh my God, he was doing so fucking well.
Absolutely killing it. And I was reading those questions slowly.
Oh, fuck.
I can't even read half those words.
I was kind of rooting for you there because these questions, I thought they were pretty fucking hard. And you've got five, man. You got 5 of them. You got 5. Like, some of them I was like that whole Led Zeppelin one, the proto rock thing. Like, we did not think you were going to get that at all.
I could barely read it, let alone get the answer.
But that was fucking sick. So that is 5 correct. So you are joint second with the comedian Rob Leonard.
I'll take it. Not last, I'm good.
And his subject was friends, so it was much easier.
Yeah.
Oh, you can answer any friend's question. I shouldn't say that. I'm going to shut up now. That's business.
But that is 5 right. So the Elliot Jordan experience does still remain at the top spot. He remains dethroned. Not undethroned, should I say? So he remains undethroned.
I like it.
He is firmly warming his ass cheeks on that throne up there right now. So who will actually be able to beat the score of 6 in that minute? But that is it. Well, Dave, well done, man. That was fucking sick.
Thank you. That was fun.
That was good. So where can everybody find you? Like, have you got Facebook? Have you got YouTube?
I do have YouTube. It's Liberosis Productions on YouTube. There's videos of some of the covers you guys have played. There's not much on there yet, but more will be coming. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, etc. But expect a lot more to be forthcoming once we get the studio and stuff up and running.
Classic. And you are on SoundCloud as well, aren't you?
Oh yeah, Liberosis Productions on SoundCloud as well. I'm not sure there's a great deal of content on there right now, but there will be.
Well, what we'll do is we'll chuck all those links down in the description below on YouTube. I think, in fact, we'll chuck it on everything. Fuck it. So it's going to be everywhere for people to pick up. But go check out some of Dave's stuff if you like some of the songs that we've played here today. Well, one of the songs we played at the beginning, the last one you hear at the end. Go check him out because he is fucking great, and there's just going to be more great shit coming your way if you can listen to him. But yeah, this has been a fucking great podcast. I've really fucking enjoyed this.
This has been fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on, Dave. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
100%.
Oracle, Will, you guys are fucking all good eggs.
Oh,
no harm done.
No one said that before.
But guys, if you're listening, check us out. Check out Dave as well. Check out all his socials. All of the links for everything is down below. Leave a comment. Tell us what you thought of this week's session. Tell us anything you feel. Just call us a prick if you want to. It's whatever you're feeling. But remember to subscribe, like, and all of that good stuff. We're really appreciating the support for the podcast so far. And we love hearing from you as well. Shout out to Jack Lowe, who's our one commenter. I feel like we should
our exclusive commenter.
Our exclusive commenter. He's like the Boyz commenter. We don't pay him, I promise.
Not yet. I feel like he's on the verge of asking us for money.
He may get sooner, especially now we've plugged the motherfucker. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been session number 9. Next session, we are in double freaking figures. So that's going to make it awkward when we're making graphics now, because it's going to ruin all the size dimensions. But double figures next session. But this has been session number 9 with the amazing Dave Grange from Liberosis Productions, and TBD name for the production stuff for his studio. But check out Dave. Remember to sub to us, all that good stuff. And this was Don't Fret, baby. See you next time.
Peace.
I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. Oh God, it feels like forever. When no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. All I know is that it feels like forever. But no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. How do you feel? That is the question. But I forget you don't expect an easy answer. Something like a soul becomes initialized and folded up like paper dolls and little notes. You can't expect a bit of hope. So while you're outside looking in, describing what you've seen, remember what you're staring at is me. Cause I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. All I know is that it feels like forever. And no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. How much is real? So much to question. An epidemic of the mannequins contaminating everything. When thought came from the heart, it never did right from the start. Just listen to the noises. No more sad voices before you tell yourself it's just a different scene. Remember, it's just different from what you've seen. I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. All I know is that it feels like forever. And no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. All I know is that it feels like forever. No one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. And it's the stars that shine for you. And it's the stars that lie to you. And it's the stars shine for you. And it's the stars that lie to you. I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. Oh God, it feels like forever. When no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head. I'm looking at you through the glass. Don't know how much time has passed. All I know is that it feels like forever. No one ever tells you